Imagine standing at the foot of a mountain. The peak seems impossibly far away. But what if I told you that the journey itself could feel effortless? That's the essence of Kaizen, an ancient Japanese philosophy wrapped in a timeless truth. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Now, you might think, ancient wisdom? How does that apply to my busy modern life? Here's the magic. Kaizen isn't just about grand gestures. It's about small, intentional steps that compound over time. It has been typically defined in two powerful ways. Micro improvements, tiny actions to refine habits, processes, or products. Micro moments, brief opportunities to spark creativity or solve problems. The problem with all or nothing thinking. Let's pause here. When most people want change, they chase innovation, drastic overhauls, crash diets, or radical shifts. And yes, innovation can work short-term. But a harsh truth was revealed. 90% of people relapse into old habits because big leaps exhaust us. They trigger fear, overwhelm the brain, and, worst of all, ignore our humanity. Kaizen versus innovation, a World War II story. Here's where history illuminates the path. During World War II, U.S. factories face a crisis. Produce military equipment faster with limited resources. Traditional innovation demanded massive restructuring, but instead, experts like Drive W. Edwards Deming preached continuous micro-improvements. Workers at every level were asked, what's one tiny adjustment you can make today? The result? Production skyrocketed. Quality improved. And after the war, this philosophy migrated to Japan, rebuilding its economy through Toyota's legendary pull-the-cord system, where any worker could halt production to fix a small flaw. The 5 tools of Kaizen. 1. Ask small questions. This is the art of curiosity. Imagine your brain as a shy artist. If you demand a masterpiece overnight, it freezes. But if you whisper, what's one brushstroke I can try today? Creativity blooms. For example, a stress manager, instead of asking, how do I fix this toxic team, starts with, what's one 5-minute conversation I can have to improve trust this week? As a result, tiny dialogues rebuild rapport, avoiding overwhelm. Neuroscientists found that small questions reduce cortisol by 15%, freeing the prefrontal cortex for problem solving. 2. Think small thoughts or mental rehearsal. Your brain can't tell imagination from reality. Use the superpower. Before his 2008 Olympics win, Michael Phelps' coach made him visualize every detail. Strokes, goggles filling with water, even victory. When his goggles actually failed, muscle memory saved him. You can simply put this into practice by spending 2 minutes daily imagining a task and engaging all senses. Feel the microphone, hear the audience, smell the room. 3. Take small actions. The 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. Kaizen takes it further. Break big goals into 2-minute bites. In real life, standing on the treadmill for 2 minutes often leads to a 20-minute workout, or writing one sentence builds the necessary momentum to finish a chapter. A Stanford study found that starting a task, even minimally, triggers a 72% higher completion rate. 4. Solve small problems, the Toyota way. In the 1950s, Toyota let any worker stop the assembly line to fix a tiny flaw. Critics called it chaos. Results? 0 defects became their trademark. Small problems are like cracks in a dam. Ignore them and the flood will come. 5. Celebrate small moments, the Gottman ratio. Dr. John Gottman's research on marriages revealed a golden rule. 5:1. 5 positive interactions neutralize 1 negative moment. You can take advantage of this by simply praising a colleague's minor win at work or noticing a partner's mundane effort at home. A Harvard study linked daily micro-celebrations to a 31% increase in long-term happiness. Why these tools matter. Kaizen isn't just productivity. It's a rebellion against our bigger, faster, more culture. It's the art of progress without burnout, success without self-sabotage. Final challenge. This week, pick one tool. Try for 5 minutes daily. Notice the ripple effect. Small is not just a step, it's a revolution. Why Kaizen works. Our brains are wired for survival, not revolution. Big changes trigger the amygdala, the fear center, flooding us with stress hormones. Kaizen, however, tricks the brain. A 2-minute walk, a 1-sentence journal, these feel harmless until they rewire neural pathways. Let's end with an experiment. Tonight, ask yourself, what's one step so small it seems silly that I can take toward my goal? Maybe it's deleting a junk food app or texting a friend one kind word. Remember, Kaizen isn't a sprint. It's a dance with patience. Small steps aren't a compromise. They're a bridge to the impossible. You're not just watching a video. You're starting a revolution within. Let's make it epic. Subscribe for more tools to conquer your mind and life. The journey starts now.